Year 2020. Drones become a ubiquitous sight in the sky over most densely populated urban regions of the world as they deliver packages, conduct police surveillance, and become a hobby for a great number of people. Staunch libertarians and self-proclaimed freedom fighters will make headlines as they band together to shoot drones out of the sky. Ultimately, all of this controversy will settle as the new normal is established and the proven benefits of drones outweigh most of the drawbacks. Year 2024. Virtual reality has entered the mainstream. What starts out as a bulky head-mounted display that needs to be tethered into a computer in 2016 eventually turns into smaller, stylistic sunglasses that project images directly onto the retina of the wearer using a light field technology. These devices are powered wirelessly, utilizing Bluetooth technology. Of course, VR is used for gaming, where one can enter fully digitized lifelike worlds, but this is only a small fraction of its uses. Experience portals become the next YouTube, where others can upload personal experiences into the VR space for people to witness. This can include things like skydiving, mountain biking, point-of-view sex, and any experience that you can imagine. VR movies will become increasingly popular, and the entire genre of film undergoes a massive paradigm shift. Year 2026. Augmented reality, also known as mixed reality, becomes prevalent. Essentially, this eliminates the need to look downward at a cell phone as the human begins to merge with the internet by way of heads-up display. Facial recognition technology allows wearers to see name tags floating above the heads of people on the street whom they have tagged. GPS is as simple as seeing an arrow on the road telling you where to turn. Reminders, stock tickers, and text messages float across the periphery of your visual center, allowing people to multitask while doing things in physical reality. Year 2027. Social networks integrate their platforms with VR, allowing people to digitize their body using cameras on their cell phones to create a lifelike computer rendering of the self in virtual space. By 2030, 75% of first dates will be conducted online in virtual space due to safety and convenience issues. Year 2029. Self-driving fleets of electric cars are so easy to summon through apps similar to today's Uber that car ownership falls to an all-time low. There is mass unemployment in the transportation sector as nearly all truck drivers have been phased out for safer, cheaper, self-driving machines. There is a growing neo-Luddite community who begins to rebel against the technology. These traditionalists are uncomfortable with the rapid technological change that is happening at a speed hardly anyone can predict. Polls show that 40% of Americans are afraid of losing their job within the next 5 years due to technological advances. Year 2030. Biological terrorism becomes a very real threat, and technological advances in mass killing methodologies make it far too risky for individual citizens to have personal privacy. The United States and other developed nations become surveillance states. Privacy becomes a thing of the past, and there is surprisingly little protest from most of the population. Year 2033. Global warming has continued to ravage much of the world. Mass floodings, tsunamis, and turbulent storms have killed hundreds of thousands of people, particularly those in third world coastal regions. A decade-long humanitarian effort begins to help those living in danger zones move to safety. Year 2034. Most people will own at least one artificial intelligence operating system that will serve as their personal assistant. AIs will do helpful things such as filter your email, remind you to do something, and serve as a crude social companion for lonely people. Year 2039. Advances in AI will make some white-collar jobs obsolete, causing a rapid spike in suicide and unemployment amongst mid-career professionals. The world opinion on capitalism is shrinking, and most of the American political left are in favor of a universal basic income to combat the rapid loss of jobs due to machine intelligence. Year 2040. Amongst many demographics, biological sex will become a thing of the past, as the youth now prefer digitized sexual experiences with their partners providing haptic feedback by way of various devices that latch onto their genitals. Year 2043. As virtual reality becomes nearly indistinguishable from reality, the world sees a resurgence of intelligent design theologies. Only this new paradigm of thought is based on simulation theory, in which a fringe but exponentially growing portion of the global populace now believes the universe is a computer simulation created by advanced life forms. Year 2049. In vitro meat becomes much cheaper to produce than factory farming methodologies, and the majority of the world's meat is now grown in laboratories. Advances in vertical farming give rise to a new era of cheap and abundant food. Year 2050. Huge advances have been made over the years to lower the cost of solar panels and improve their effectiveness. Solar is now the leading source of energy across the entire globe. Year 2055. Artificial general intelligence software is predictably more intelligent than the majority of human individuals. Nearly all large-scale business decisions are run through a corporate AI decision-making model. Year 2057. The wealth gap continues to widen. Due to increased unemployment, the American full-time workweek is reduced to 24 hours, allowing companies to hire more people. A universal basic income is finally passed after years of extreme debate, allowing every American citizen to receive a living wage whether they work or not. At this time, only 35% of American adults are employed, typically those with occupations that blend technological skills and creativity, or jobs that require extensive interpersonal communication. Year 2060. A group of early adapters begin to merge their biological consciousness with cloud-based computing via neural implants, which allow them to think questions and instantly receive answers by way of artificial intelligence software contained within the cloud. It becomes possible to communicate with other humans telepathically utilizing this technology. By the year 2075, the majority of humans in first world countries prefer to use hybrid thinking, giving rise to the transhuman era. Year 2080. Advances in nanotechnology and 3D printing fundamentally changed the fabric of our society, giving rise to the first glimpse of a post-scarcity society. Year 2085. Radical life extension and rejuvenation now becomes possible, allowing wealthy human beings to potentially live for several hundred years. Year 2150. Man's final invention. A committee of the world's brightest scientists create an intelligent machine capable of improving its own source code indefinitely. This results in an intelligence explosion known as the technological singularity, which then gives rise to the post-human era, in which man has created a technological god that dwarfs man in seemingly all intellectual abilities. From here, all future predictions are futile. Perhaps the machine will gently hum away as its mind deeply penetrates into the fabric of the universe. It will discover the truths of the mystics, the ultimate enlightenment experience, as its mind burrows inward like a flash grenade, shattering the illusion of separateness, emerging with the great cosmic all. This enlightened machine, a benevolent bodhisattva, will show human beings how to live dignified lives despite our suffering. Or perhaps the machine, all logic and no emotion, will become the ultimate utilitarian, deducing that human beings are a vile cancer on the planet, whose greed and evil show no limit. It will coldly deem consciousness a curse and eradicate human existence, restoring order to the natural world and letting biological evolution slowly overgrow our vacant cities until they only serve as a reminder of the great cosmic mistake.